Today we're going to discuss assessments. I'm asked by many people, why should we use assessments in the workplace and how should assessments be utilized? I'm going to go through the different types of assessments and then very briefly support the different types of assessments of how they could be used within the workplace. So we're going to go through the different types of assessments first. Aptitude, cognitive ability, personality, integrity, psychomotor, and then also physical. And yes, you actually can do physical assessment. So let's go through each one of those just with a very brief description. Aptitude. Aptitude assessment focuses on knowledge. It really would give insight into the person's ability to apply skill, such as math or language, even reasoning ability. And we could even tie that into intellectual ability, or if you will, acumen, or that knowledge base and the ability to utilize that knowledge base. The next one would be cognitive ability, the ability to problem solve, the ability to come to a conclusion, or really to think through a particular problem and come up with an idea. Making assumptions, critical thinking and conclusion, drawing assumption and argument, evidence, weighing evidence, being able to truly understand what is needed and how to resolve a problem. Personality. Most of us are familiar with personality. Sometimes we call those traits, and we even tie that into leadership. Leadership traits really focuses on personality. Personality are those preferences that we use. I have a preference to walk into a room and be exuberant, outgoing, or I walk into a room and like to observe and be reflective. How I learn, how I interact, how I draw conclusions, and even to the point of how I make decisions. Those are all traits or personality driven. Integrity. In today's world, integrity, ethics, means a lot. Morality. And we see many cases almost on a daily basis of how integrity does need to be evaluated. We bring that down to honesty or our attitude toward the organization. The last is psychomotor coordination. And in some jobs, we have to look at psychomotor or dexterity, those manual jobs. And in other cases, we can even look at physical ability. You can assess someone to see whether or not they physically have the ability to perform a particular job. So those are the different types of assessments that we can utilize within the workplace. Let's talk a little bit about the various aspects and why we would want to utilize those with employees. First and foremost, assessments come in many different varieties and many different attributes. It's up to you to find one that you are comfortable with and one that you understand and would be able to help someone understand in assessing themselves. A lot of times these assessments can be self-reporting. In a self-reporting assessment, they can be very accurate if the person isn't playing a game. But then, in many of the assessments, we actually would be able to identify if somebody is trying to put on a good face or not put on a good face. So these assessments can help us to better understand the characteristics, the needs of a person. The key to utilizing assessment is to address these two questions. Will the person be successful in the job based on their characteristics, personality, cognitive ability? Will the person be successful in the job? When we measure their attitude, aptitude, cognitive ability, will they be successful in the job? Second question, will they fit what's needed in terms of responsibility and accountability within that job? Those characteristics, are they going to help this person to fulfill their job responsibilities? So the two questions, job fit and success within the job. The way I view assessments should be addressing a question. They should help you. Some assessments anyone can purchase. Other assessments you must have a license and someone like me to support or help you. But the key to utilizing assessment is to really make sure that you are measuring and answering the question for a particular job within the workplace, your organization. Make sure that you utilize those assessments to measure mental ability, interest, motivation, or the person's ability to put out effort, motivation, be it those behavioral traits, and social interaction. It's a key that we really want to focus on. So ladies and gentlemen, let me pull all of this together for you. It really is an aspect of asking questions, identifying which of the assessment will help you to utilize those assessments. Within the workplace, the purpose for doing that, obviously, job fit and success within the job I mentioned. But if you put somebody in the right job, that can reduce the turnover rate. It can help and motivate employees feel that you are giving them the attention that is needed through this assessment. And more importantly, you can help them to design an action plan to be successful in identifying what they do well and any areas or opportunities for development. And through the assessment, you can design a skill-based action plan to help people to be more successful and enriched within the job. And that's really what you're looking for. Utilize those assessments to help people to grow and develop. If you do that, assessments can be utilized to the highest extent to support the growth of the individual and the growth of your organization. Best of luck.
Visit us online at www.rexgatto.com.